Dear members of the State Commission, ladies and gentlemen, today we are holding a traditional meeting of the State Commission to confirm the assignment of the prime and backup crew of Soyuz TMA-06M. As you all know, the Chief Designer Commission, the State Commission, and our colleagues from the Federal Space Agency have approved the final preparation of the spacecraft and the launch on October 23rd with the international crew. And yesterday was the first workday of the State Commission, and the rocket test was successful. So we are ready for the launch, and the most important part is left here is to confirm the assignment of the prime crew. I'm very sure that both crews are ready to perform those tasks that have been assigned to them. And I would like to give the floor to Sergei Krikalev. Dear members of the State Commission, in order to perform the Expedition 33-34 long-duration program, we have the following crew members that have completed training. Prime crew, consisting of Oleg Novitsky, Soyuz Commander, Station Flight Engineer; Yevgeny Tarelkin, Soyuz Flight Engineer, Station Flight Engineer; and Kevin Ford, FE2 for Soyuz, FE for ISS 33, and Commander for ISS 34. Backup crew consisting of Pavel Vinogradov, Commander for the Soyuz and Station Flight Engineer; Alexander Misurkin, Soyuz Flight Engineer, Station Flight Engineer; and Christopher Cassidy, FE2 for Soyuz and Station Flight Engineer. All crew members have passed their qualification examinations, successfully completed their integrated simulations, and according to the Chief Medical Board conclusion, all crew members are deemed to be ready for the mission. Upon the completion of training at GCTC, the Inter-Agency Commission of the Crew Readiness have reviewed the results of their training and came to a conclusion that all crew members completed all required training to be ready for the mission on Soyuz and for the ISS in total. The preparation program have been completed in full, and we propose that the State Commission confirm the assignment of the prime crew for Soyuz TMA-06M, commander of the vehicle Oleg Novitsky, flight engineers Yevgeny Tarelkin and Kevin Ford, and the backup crew consisting of Pavel Vinogradov, commander for Soyuz, Alexander Misurkin, Soyuz flight engineer, and Soyuz flight engineer Christopher Cassidy. This completes my report. So let us confirm the assignment of the crews of Soyuz TMA-06M, commander Oleg Novitsky, flight engineer Yevgeny Tarelkin and Kevin Ford, flight engineer, and the backup crew consisting of Pavel Vinogradov, commander for Soyuz, flight engineer Alexander Misurkin, and flight engineer Christopher Cassidy. And the second item of the agenda is to continue all preparatory work of the launch facilities and to launch. I don't think we could have taken any other decisions. First of all, I would like to congratulate the prime crew. We had absolutely no doubts about the decision we were going to take, and we are absolutely sure that you will accomplish all the objectives for this mission. Right now, I'd like to give the floor to Michael Server, Director of Manned Flight Operations at NASA.
Good morning, colleagues.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги.
Good morning, Oleg, Yevgeny, and Kevin.
Доброе утро, Олег, Евгений, Кевин.
You have completed your training and are well prepared.
Закончили подготовку, я считаю, прекрасно подготовлены.
The NASA ground systems are ready. The on-orbit U.S. segment is ready for your arrival. and we wish you a safe trip.
Наземная система НАСА готовы, американский сегмент готов к вашему прибытию, и мы желаем вам безопасного полета.
Спасибо. Мы приступаем к ответным словам по традиции.
And according to the tradition, we give the floor to the crew. We are fully ready to complete the tasks both on the Soyuz and the station. Thank you, and let's do it.
I just would like to thank everybody at CPK for the wonderful preparation and support. Energia, thank you for the outstanding vehicle and sharing the fit checks. And to everyone here in Baikonur, thanks for being a fantastic host. Thank you very much.
Спасибо.
Thank you. Once again, on behalf of the State Commission and everyone present here, to congratulate. I would like to congratulate the Prime crew. We have no doubts that you will accomplish all the objectives for the mission. I would like to join everyone and wish you good luck. And I also wish you a successful completion of your mission, and we are waiting for you here back on Earth, safe and sound. Thank you very much.
Добрый день, дорогие друзья.
Dear friends,
Мы начинаем нашу пресс-конференцию
let us start our press
в
conference
соответствии с программой полетов на международную
in accordance with the flight program
октября
of the
2017
ISS.
В 16 часов 51 минуту по местному времени запланирован старт
Soyuz TMA-06M spacecraft will launch on October 23rd, 4:51 p.m. local time. The State Commission has confirmed the assignment of the prime and backup crews.
Роскосмос Россия.
Oleg Novitsky, Commander Roscosmos Russia.
Бортинженер станции
FE for Soyuz and the ISS Yevgeny Tarelkin, Roscosmos Russia.
Бортинженер МКС-33
FE for the Soyuz, FE for ISS-33, commander of ISS-34, Kevin Ford, NASA, USA. And the backup crew consisting of Soyuz commander, FE for the station, Pavel Vinogradov, Russia. Alexander Misurkin, FE for both the Soyuz and the ISS. Christopher Cassidy, Soyuz and station, flight engineer, NASA, United States. So let us ask questions to the prime and backup crew.
Good morning, and let us start our press conference devoted to the future launch tomorrow, 23rd of October, for o'clock 51 minute local time. And we are ready to start our press conference. We are welcome to ask the questions.
Добрый день.
Good morning. Elena Zubtsova, the Industrial Courier. I have a question for the prime crew. All three of us will fly on Soyuz for the first time. Less than 1 day is left till the launch. What kind of feelings do you have right now? We already met in the Star City, so it's our second time when we meet each other. So maybe you could share your thoughts and feelings, hopes, passions with us.
Спасибо за вопрос.
Thank you for the question. Probably I will start answering this question. I don't have any specific feelings, but I have a feeling of expectation, hopefully, and we are absolutely confident in our specialists, in our vehicle.
Я считаю, самой безаварийной техники.
And I think that our equipment is absolutely fault-proof.
Ну, конечно, есть чувство. Сейчас.
Of course, we have feelings. The lunchtime is approaching.
Если серьезно,
But seriously speaking,
мы уверены в нашем.
we are absolutely confident in our vehicle. We have studied the vehicle very well. We're absolutely calm and we are ready to launch.
Of course, for me, this is a very new adventure, launching from Russia and launching aboard a Soyuz. The Soyuz is an amazing aircraft, spacecraft, and the time I've spent in the simulators with Oleg and Yevgeny, I can see how ready they are, how well they know the spacecraft, and our flight will be very much just like all the training we've done in Star City, and it's going to be a wonderful experience to see them in orbit for the first time.
Конечно, очень волнительно совершить предстоящий полет, но я настолько уверен в своем экипаже, мы столько времени провели вместе, тренируясь в звездном городке, и экипаж очень опытный, и это будет наш первый полет вместе. И я очень жду этого полета, жду совместной работы на борту космической станции и полета на корабле «Союз».
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much. I would also like to know that all crew members are smiling after the decision of the State Commission. Next question, please.
Hello, my question for Kevin Ford. My name is Diane.
Sorry, we cannot hear you well. Не слышно.
Можно немножко громче?
Okay, вот так. And now? Better?
Just a little bit.
Okay. I try to speak more loud. So my name is Daria, I'm IT producer, Russian channel. So my question for Kevin Ford, you were in the International Space Station. So what is the difference between emotions and enthusiasm this time and the first one?
Вопрос Кевину Форду. Каковы его ощущения? Он уже был на космической станции, летал на шаттле. И каковы ваша эмоциональная разница между ожиданием полета на шаттле и ожиданием полета на корабле «Союз»?
Well, the first flight, I was on board space station only for about 10 days total. And my duties were really more related to the space shuttle, flying the space shuttle there and back again. And so I really knew very little about the machine, the space station itself, other than how to stay safe in it and perform the tasks I was asked to. But this time, now I understand the space station very well, both the American segment and the US segment, as well as our partners, the Columbus, the Kibo module, and so forth. So I'm really looking forward to working aboard this time for the long term. And it'll be a very different pace of flight, and I'll enjoy it very much.
Мой первый полет я совершил на шаттле, и всего провел 10 дней на космической станции. Собственно, мой полет был связан с задачами, возложенными на миссию корабля «Шаттл», и особенно не углублялся в изучение космической станции. Сейчас я готовился по программе полета длительной экспедиции на космическую станцию, и я изучил все модули, и даже европейский Columbus, и Кибо, и очень хорошо изучил космическую станцию. Очень жду провести много времени, совершить этот первый свой длительный полет на космическую станцию. Совершенно другая задача, совершенно будет другая работа.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much. Natalia Burtseva, Roscosmos TV studio. I have a question for the prime crew. And I would also like to ask Alexander Misurkin to answer this question because it's his first time at Baikonur. I know that crews have different traditions at Baikonur. We have heard a lot about them, but we would like to hear from the prime crew what traditions they're following. And I would like to ask Kevin Ford which traditions, Baikonur traditions, he likes best.
Хороший вопрос.
That is a good question.
В связи с тем, что немножко изменилось наше место проживания,
Since
то некоторые традиции
we are living in a different hotel right now, but
могли иметь место к изменениям.
we think that we will still keep the main traditions at Baikonur. Tomorrow, we will start our way to the rocket from this hotel. Previous crews used to live in this hotel. That's why we want to keep this tradition, and we asked about that, and Roscosmos allowed it to us. We're living in a new hotel, which is more comfortable to us. However, only because we want to keep this tradition, we will make our first step from this hotel tomorrow. There is also one more tradition. There is a correspondent, Natalia Burtseva, who always asks the same question: what kind of traditions you follow at Baikonur? So I think it's also a tradition, but seriously speaking, we have lots of traditions at Baikonur. We try to keep all of them
люди профессии такой.
Our
Где-то
profession
где-то.
is
Поэтому все вот эти
hazardous
вещи,
sometimes, and all those minor things as to from which foot to start the day, left or right, we always
Наташа, вопрос
keep
отличный,
that.
спасибо.
Natalia, that's a
Самая
great
запоминающаяся
question.
для меня
The
традиция,
most memorable tradition for me
крайняя ночь,
was the
как вы
last night
знаете, дублирующий
when
экипаж
the
красит ракету
backup
основного экипажа
crew
в
was
это время.
busy painting the
Спасибо
rocket
всем, кто
of
нам
the
помогал
prime
в этом
crew.
деле.
Thank you very
Мы
much for
старались.
those who helped us. We tried
На мой
to
взгляд,
do our
получилось очень
best.
неплохо.
I
Завтра,
think that
надеюсь,
the
мы
result
все
is
посмотрим,
really
ребята
promising.
покажут
So tomorrow we
справляющиеся.
will see the rockets all together and hope the prime crew will like it.
Экипаж очень веселый.
As you have noticed, everybody is in a great mood, both the prime crew and the backup crew. However, it was a joke from Alexander Masurkin.
Традиция.
Kevin, could you please expand more about the Baikonur
Many,
traditions?
obviously, traditions down here, they're almost all new to me. But over the course of 14 days, we have the opportunity, of course, the tree planting is a fantastic and very touching tradition. And, we also have opportunity for sports events together. And we all eat together as a crew and get to know each other very well also for the last 2 weeks. So I think that's really nice. And of course, a very famous tradition worldwide is the viewing of the movie, which we'll do after this press conference, Белая солнце пустыни. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Здесь очень много традиций, которые для меня новые. И мне очень понравилось очень трогательное такое событие, традиция посадка деревьев. Мне это очень понравилось. Мы здесь, как экипаж, провели 14 дней в очень тесном обществе, общении друг с другом. Мы кушали вместе, жили очень рядом друг с другом, общались очень много. Это тоже традиция. И сегодня, после того, как закончится пресс-конференция, у нас будет совместный просмотр фильма «Белое солнце пустыни», который я очень жду с нетерпением. Это тоже великая традиция.
Спасибо большое экипажу.
Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Алтна Ибраева, космический центр Южный. Олег, скажите, у вас
Yuzhny Space Center.
чем вы планируете
Oleg, you already know the flight program. What are you going to do in addition to that flight program?
Спасибо за вопрос.
Thank you very much for the question.
Конечно, свободное время, если оно только
Of course, if we have spare time, we will try to take more pictures, videos.
Выкладывать информацию, может,
If we have more time, probably we will post these pictures and videos to some blog to let all people see the Earth from above, both adults and children.
Но это что касается не, скажем, неурочной работы,
But this is what you will do in your spare time. But what experiments will you be performing during the mission? Will you have any joint experiments on both segments?
По программе полета экипажу
Per the flight program,
стороне
the Russian crew will have to perform approximately 50 experiments, including medical ones, industrial, education experiments, and we will be performing the experiments throughout the whole mission.
Первый эксперимент по перевозке рыбок.
Regarding joint experiments, we have a fish transfer experiment that I hope will be performed successfully.
проведение биологических экспериментов.
So that is a biological experiment, right? Well, we will ask our partners why they need that much fish.
И если можно, чтобы Кевин ответил.
And I would like Kevin to answer this question as well.
I think I understood. Thank you. Well, one of the things, if you're speaking about like us working together, is that in less than a month from now, the current crew of Expedition 33 will be gone, and we'll spend about 5 or 6 weeks together just as a 3-person crew. And at that point, we'll really have to help each other out in both segments. I'll be back to the Russian segment a lot, maybe for photographic support, and they're going to need to help me a lot because I'll be solo up front.
Что касается нашей такой крупного плана работы, то мы прилетим на станцию, и меньше чем через месяц 3 члена экипажа, которые уже сейчас находятся на станции, вернутся на Землю. И мы проведем около 5-6 недель одни втроем на станции в ожидании следующей экспедиции, которая к нам присоединится позже. И в это время мы будем плотно вместе работать, и нам придется много поддерживать друг другу. Там, я, может быть, ребятам на российском сегменте буду помогать там, в фотографировании, они, может быть, мне будут помогать в каких-то экспериментах. Мы будем помогать друг другу очень много.
So, and then just want to mention for the long term, of course, we'll continue the fantastic experiments we have on, say, combustion, fluid dynamics, and space medical issues. But right when we get aboard, between now, the 22nd of October, and the 1st of November, we have our launch, our docking, the release of SpaceX Dragon, a Progress coming aboard, and a U.S. spacewalk, all in the course of just over the next week. So we really face a lot of tasks that we'll concentrate on right off the bat when we get aboard.
Что касается такого крупного плана работы, а так, вот мы прилетим на станцию, у нас сразу начнется очень плотный график. Мы стартуем, через 2 дня мы стыкуемся, потом через несколько дней у нас прилетит прогресс, надо будет его разгружать, стыковка с прогрессом. Потом еще через пару дней американский корабль «Дракон» отстыкуется. И все это буквально за 10 дней такой плотной работы, стыковки, расстыковки.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you very much.
В продолжении вопроса о программе.
As a follow-up to the question about the flight program, I have a question for Pavel Vinogradov. Today, Vladimir Popovkin, head of Roscosmos, said that he will have a very special mission, a new scheme for the manned vehicle. How are you going to prepare for that, train for that?
Ну, я сразу по нашей традиции постучу по дереву.
According to our tradition, I will knock on the wood.
Не очень хочется говорить о будущем. Вообще,
I don't want to talk about the future very much. We, cosmonauts, do not talk much about the future.
Ну, я вкратце скажу, это планируется миссия
to put it short, we're planning
в быстрой схеме.
To follow a so-called fast scheme of docking of the vehicle. That means that it will take only 4 orbits for the vehicle to dock to the station. However, it is nothing new. If you remember the first crews who were flying to the space starting from 1969, the first crews were following this path. However, the technological level right now is much higher. We have a digital control system. The vehicle has been upgraded. The vehicle is really smart. It's really flexible. And of course, all of this will mean more work for the Mission Control Center. And of course, it's more comfortable for the crew to dock faster. I can compare it with a flight from Moscow to Houston. We can do it in 12 hours, or we can do it in 3 hours. Of course, there's a huge difference. Of course, we will do everything possible to make this happen. However, it's not only our work, it's also work of a lot of other companies, including Cosmodrome, including REC Energia. We will try to do our best, and we will see what we'll have in the end. We'll see that on March 28th next year. That's what I wanted to say about it.
Rob Nabius, NASA Television. 2 questions for Kevin. You mentioned a moment ago the volume of activity that awaits you and your crewmates in that first week on orbit. Arguably the busiest first week for any expedition in history, perhaps. How daunting is that challenge, and is this indicative of the way life is going to be on the station from now on? And I have a follow-up.
Well, I don't think it's indicative of hopefully every week aboard. Otherwise, we won't last long. But the tasks just kind of fall into a place where they need to be. We need to take care of our problem outside, so that's why we'll have to get the spacewalk in. And of course, the Dragon's aboard and needs to come home on time as well. My organization back home has done a lot to prepare me for it. One of the things they did was sent Joe Akaba back to Star City a little early to give me a really good handover brief, which doesn't usually happen, but we were able to take advantage of that this time.
Вопрос от нас от ТВ. Вопрос Кевину. Еще будет еще один вопрос. Первый вопрос о том, что он упомянул, что первая неделя будет достаточно плотной работы, стыковки, расстыковки и также выход в открытый космос. И как это будет выматывающе, и еще надо будет сделать пересменку, успеть с экипажем. Ну, а Кевин ответил, что да, будет плотная работа, но работаем-то по плану, все должно выполняться, дракон должен отстыковаться, прогресс должен пристыковаться, и выход в открытый космос, он тоже необходимо его сделать, поэтому никаких переносов не будет, и мы справимся, мы тренировались, мы готовились, мы все сделаем.
So, and to finish the thought, Rob, I think, after the spacewalk calms down and we get that taken care of, hopefully we'll have a little time to catch our breath and get some good handover activities with Sunny, Yuri, and Aki before they depart. And then when we're a three-person crew, I expect to be able to catch a breather.
Да, еще во время его пребывания в звездном городке до приезда сюда он встретился с Джо Акабо, он ему передал практически много информации, то есть у него такая же пересменка частично состоялась. Джо Акабо очень много рассказал. И сейчас, когда они прилетят, Кевин выполнит выход в открытый космос, и я надеюсь, будет время, чтобы спокойно обсудить и сделать пересменку с Маленченко, с Анитой Уильямс и Акихико.
And as a follow-up, Kevin, 1 week after your arrival, the space station will mark the 12th anniversary of the start of the permanent human presence in space with the arrival of Expedition 1. Why is that significant, and how impressive is the technical feat of the space station to have enabled that to have occurred?
Well, I, of course, being inside the program, probably appreciate more of the technical challenges of maintaining that presence up there, keeping the environmental control systems running, and maintaining a workable space station at the same time that you're trying to push and get all this science done, which the space station was built for.
Через неделю после вашего прилета на космической станции отметят 12-летие постоянного пребывания людей на борту. Как можно подвести такой итог пользы космической станции? Ответ Кевина в том, что люди, находясь на космической станции, они помогают техническую поддержку работы космической станции для того, чтобы все эксперименты, научные эксперименты, медицинские, имели место быть, и чтобы все продолжалось, то есть для будущего работы космической станции.
So, and just to finish out, I think we're turning the corner now. The first 10 years really very intensive in the construction side of it, getting all the pieces together and really getting the science enabled. And now this next decade will be the utilization phase. So I think we'll look at the first decade as the decade of learning how to build a space station and operate one, and the second decade as the area of utilization, if you will, to use it. I think we're going to learn the bulk of everything we know about the science we're doing up there in this next decade.
Первая декада в жизни космической станции — это фактически ее построение. За первую декаду это вот действительно было, новые модули присоединялись, пристыковывались. Это постройка вот всей космической станции была. Заняты были построением космической станции для того, чтобы можно было на ней проводить эксперименты. И вот сейчас уже пошла декада свободной работы на уже готовой космической станции. Теперь мы можем ее использовать такую, какая она есть.
Спасибо большое. Следующий вопрос.
Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Меня зовут Таня.
Hello.
Я из телеканала Russia Today.
Russia Today Television.
Вопрос я хотела бы вернуться к первому вопросу по поводу...
I would like to go back to the first question at this press conference about your feelings, impressions. I understand that you're sure about the spacecraft, your crew members, but Oleg and Yevgeny, it will be your first time in space. So I'm wondering, do you have any feelings about that? What do you think about it? Are you nervous?
Конечно, мы очень боимся, но нам
Of course, we are very scared, but the State Commission said it today that we have no way back.
новое ощущение.
But seriously speaking, it's an absolutely new sensation because we're all pilots and it was a little bit different. Right now, we will need to fly into outer space, and I think it will be an unforgettable feeling. You will see the Earth from such a distance, and it's a really scary feeling.
Я уже говорил, сейчас я думаю о еде.
I've already mentioned it, but I will say it once again. I'm thinking about lunch right now. But seriously speaking, I can say that every normal person will be nervous before such a launch. But I think that you know what a difference is between a brave person and a coward. A coward is scared and he will never do anything. But a brave person can be nervous, can have other difficult feelings, but he will do what he wants to do. That is why we have no problems at all. We're looking forward to the flight. I can say that out of 6 crew members, only Pavel Vinogradov is an experienced crew member. So you can ask this question to almost everyone sitting here. Next question, please.
Stephen Lee with the Denver Museum of Nature and Science in Colorado. I'd like to address a question to each of tomorrow's crew members and any of the backup crew that would care to answer it. I expect most school children in the world would like to be where you are today, especially tomorrow. What inspired you when you were a child to follow the path that you have, and what advice would you have for all the 12-year-olds out there that would like to be cosmonauts and astronauts when they grow up?
Вопрос экипажу. Сейчас многие школьники смотрят на вас с вожделением и восхищением, и даже некоторой завистью. Многие из них хотели бы оказаться сегодня на вашем месте, а особенно завтра хотели бы оказаться на вашем месте. Что вас вдохновило, когда вы были детьми, стать космонавтом?
Okay, well, thanks. It's great to have you over here, and it's a great question. When I was young, I thought everybody would want to be an astronaut. It was just one of those things we all dreamed of and we saw on TV. And I occasionally, as a young boy, I had a small closet in my bedroom, and I would take a chair in there and tip it over on its back and pretend like it was a seat looking skyward, and I would bring my parents' vacuum cleaner in with me and use it as an engine to turn it off, and imagine I was in a really tight space and flying to space. And tomorrow, when I climb in to the Soyuz, I'll imagine I'm in my closet, and it'll make it a little bit more comfortable.
Когда я был маленьким, не совсем маленьким, ребенком, я любил залезать в шкаф и как бы притворяться, что он находится в космическом в тесном космическом корабле. А еще я люблю брать у мамы пылесос и затаскивать туда его, включать, как будто вот он жужжит, реальный двигатель, там все работает. Очень любил смотреть на небо, наблюдать за звездами. Всегда мечтал полететь в космос.
And then when I got a little bit older, I had an older brother who was a pilot, and he took me flying. And so my career really took off toward this business when I went into flying, and I became an Air Force pilot, and then kind of worked my way into engineering, and then into test flying, and then finally was in a position to apply to be an astronaut, and kind of been able to, it's very lucky to be able to realize this dream, of course.
И когда я стал немного постарше, мой брат, старший брат, стал летчиком, и он брал меня с собой, мы с ним летали. И потом я стал летчиком, потом я изучил часть инженерную, и я стал летчиком-испытателем. Все это постепенно привело меня к исполнению моей мечты, и сейчас я очень рад, что моя мечта действительно сбылась, и я стал астронавтом.
Ну, наверное, я скажу пару слов.
I would like to add a couple of words.
В детстве у меня, по крайней мере, не было пылесоса.
My childhood, I did not have a vacuum cleaner, and we didn't have big closets. That's why I never dreamt of becoming a cosmonaut.
Unfortunately, when I was a kid, I didn't have a vacuum cleaner, and I didn't have that tiny closet, so I did not dream to become a cosmonaut. That was the reason.
Все свое сознательное детство я мечтал стать военным. И, в общем-то, стал. Единственное, вот эта кривая жизни, она меня, видимо, выводила к тому, что я все-таки стану космонавтом, потому что учился я в школе имени Юрия Алексеевича Гагарина, закончил ее, потом в военно-воздушной академии имени Юрия Алексеевича Гагарина. И так жизнь как-то так меня вывела все-таки к центру подготовки, да. Вот. Но потом, естественно, у нас появился пылесос, у меня стали появляться мысли о космосе. Так что, наверное, так.
So, but actually, to speak in seriously, the life curve actually turned me to what I am now. I went to school named by Yuri Gagarin. I went to the high school named by Yuri Gagarin, and I actually worked at GCTC, which is Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center. So everything was connected with Gagarin's name. And now, of course, later on, I really bought the vacuum cleaner, and my dream came true.
Одну секундочку, Евгений, я, наверное, хочу добавить, может быть, еще и пример отца тоже для тебя послужил.
Evgeny, I would like to ask you.
Пару слов о нем.
Maybe your father was an example for you. Can you tell a few words about your father?
Конечно, я из семьи военного. Сейчас родители мои и супруга здесь находятся. Естественно, примером для выбора вот таких героических профессий был мой отец. И он и сейчас есть, и всегда будет. Игорь Евгеньевич Тарелкин. И, естественно, главное, мой папа полковник ВВС, Герой России, испытатель катапультных установок и парашютных систем. Испытывал очень многие парашютные системы, поэтому у меня всегда было на что равняться. Также моя мама всегда способствовала всем вот этим вот экстремальным вещам, потому что когда-то я там, грубо говоря, в 12 лет решил выполнить свой первый парашютный прыжок. Естественно, у меня ни веса, ни ума, ничего не хватало, но родители так вот, ну что делать, вот бык упрямый, ну вот он хочет и все. Поэтому вот как-то так вышло, что помогали они мне очень сильно в этом. Поэтому и помогают, и сейчас я вижу одна только помощь. Плюс, естественно, наши супруги. Наверное, если бы наши жены нас не поддерживали, и мы бы до этого не дошли, потому что довольно это все тоже тяжело для них. Тяжело вот это вот время подготовки в отряде, потому что, в общем-то, мы вроде как зомби. Домой-то мы иногда приходим, но толку от нас, там, по сути дела, вы не подумайте, толк-то есть. Да, да. В смысле помощи, там уже гвоздь забить, там, вот, то есть так, в состоянии такого анабиоза, так гвоздь раз, а сам думаешь, как же там, акселерометр, там вот это же вот так, то есть смысл в этом.
Of course, my father was an example, a good example for me, and actually the example of my father made my choice come true to become a military man. And my father is a military man, and he is a colonel of Air Force of Russia, and he's a hero of Russia, and he did his heroic ejection seat testing and the parachute system testing. And of course, being a child, I looked up at my father, and I was very much loved what he was doing. And when I was 12, I didn't have neither good brains, neither weight, but I did want to do my first jump with a parachute, and luckily, so my parents were afraid of that, but they could do nothing about me crazy. So I was really crazy about parachute jumping, and my father and my mother were great support. And now our spouses. My spouse is a great support to me. Our families all are a great support to us, and that's a good thing to have.
И теперь Олег, как вы
Что
развиваете?
касается меня, я, конечно, хочу поддержать тему, начатую Кевином. У нас был пылесос, был шкаф, но я боялся темноты.
I want to continue Kevin's idea about the vacuum cleaner. So when I was a kid, I did have a vacuum cleaner. I did have a closet, but I was scared of the darkness.
И чтобы привыкнуть к темноте, мне очень нравилось смотреть звездное небо. И, наверное, тогда в этот момент появилось какое-то желание или мечта вот эта детская попасть туда, узнать, что находится там, вот среди этих мерцающих звезд.
And to get a little bit used to darkness, I looked up to the stars. I was very much adored looking at the starry night, and that inspired me very much.
И чтобы, наверное, приблизить свою мечту, поскольку я не знал, где находятся космонавты, как их обучают, где они готовятся, поступил в летное училище Борисоглебское, в котором обучался мой двоюродный брат. После этого, в связи с сокращением военно-воздушных сил, был переведен в Ейское училище, в котором учился и я, Евгений, Максим, который уже слетал, и сейчас оказывает нам поддержку вот на процессе всей подготовки. И только после этого появилась возможность по окончании академии имени Юрия Алексеевича Гагарина, опять же, выполнить отбор, пройти, вернее, отбор в отряд космонавтов, и что, соответственно, с успехом получилось, поскольку мы сейчас находимся здесь. Вот вкратце такой вот небольшой путь.
While I was looking up into the starry sky, I was thinking of how do the cosmonauts get there. And when I get older, I entered the pilot school, so I decided to be a pilot to get to know how to become a cosmonaut. Then I actually entered the Borisogledsk pilot school, and when it was there were some changes in the air forces, and I was moved to Yeisk pilot school, where myself, Evgeny Tarelkin, and Maxim Suraev finished the same school. Maxim Suraev is a cosmonaut and a hero of Russia. He's now been a great support in Baikonur. He's actually official crew support here. And then I entered and finished academy named by Yuri Gagarin, and my dream was closer and closer, and then I did all my best to enter the cosmonaut quarters.
Спасибо.
Peter Leonard, Associated Press. Question for Kevin. I want to ask you about the increasing importance of commercial craft to traveling to the space station. We know that it's kind of taking on increasing importance. I was wondering if you could just speak briefly about the role that they play and can play, and what technical upgrades you would like to see to existing commercial craft that you think could make them an even more useful asset in the future.
Okay, thanks. That's a great question. Clearly, we have a Dragon aboard right now, SpaceX. The program is proving to be a great idea, And we're looking forward to the orbital Cygnus flying up again early next year as well, and joining this capability to deliver cargo on board. The sustainability for the space station is a very, very difficult thing. Certain things need to get up. And then, of course, we need to get important science down as well. So the ability to get some materials down through the Dragon is going to prove to be very, very beneficial to us.
Вопрос был про коммерческие космические корабли, которые сейчас начинают свою работу. И Кевин сказал, что у нас сейчас коммерческий корабль «Дракон», который завершит свой пробный полет. И, надеюсь, в следующем году у нас будет уже реальный полет «Дракона» в качестве грузового корабля, который доставит на станцию уже грузы. И поскольку это возвращаемый корабль, то и для станции это очень важно, как доставлять грузы на станцию, так и возвращать их на Землю, поскольку это большая проблема сейчас. И «Дракон», но ее, возможно, мы надеемся, что он решит эту проблему.
So their performance here is very important to the sustainability of the space station through this next decade. So that'll be a great benefit of the new commercial program. But also the fact that these companies out there are themselves learning a lot about getting to and from low Earth orbit and picking up that task so that NASA can indeed begin to concentrate on things out of low Earth orbit and going further out into our solar system and doing new kinds of exploration. So I think it's just got great benefits all the way around.
И коммерческие полеты на низкие орбиты, программа SpaceX тоже имеет большое будущее, но коммерческие люди, которые занимаются коммерческими полетами в космос, они очень обеспокоены будущим и прогрессом таких полетов.
Спасибо. И снова.
Я хотела задать вопрос Павлу.
Thank you. I have a question for Pavel Vinogradov. You're the most experienced crew member here.
Можете ли вы что-нибудь пожелать?
Could you say something to the first flyers? What would you wish to them? Maybe eat more, sleep more, eat less, wake up earlier, look at the Earth more frequently. So what would you wish to them in their first mission?
Наверное, я хотел бы пожелать
First of all, I would like to wish them
тех интересных вещей, которые они там
not
сложно
to encounter those interesting things that will definitely become part of their life for the next couple of months. But I would like to wish them a good return to Earth, and I would like
отношениям друг к другу, чтобы вот эти
to still be their friend and for them to still be my friends. So I would like to keep those good, friendly relationships that we have right now. We had different situations in the past, but I would like to wish you to remain the same great people you are right now. That's the most important. Thank you very much. That's a great wish. We are about to complete the press conference, so quick questions, quick answers. RIA Novosti News Agency. I have a question for the Prime crew. My first question is for Oleg Novitsky and Evgeny Terelkin. During your mission, no EVAs are scheduled on the Russian segment. Are you disappointed about it, or have you been trained for that? Well, our general opinion is that we're disappointed. However, the flight program does not schedule any EVAs. And two short questions. Your crew will celebrate New Year's on board the station. Have you already prepared some New Year gifts for each other, and how are you going to celebrate the New Year? And the second question, what did your families wish to you?
Берем с собой подарки, потому
Of course, we are taking some presents with us because we are going to have birthdays, New Year celebrations. Of course, we're not going to disclose what kind of presents we have prepared. We're also taking Snegurочка.
друг другу. Мы будем Дедами Морозами.
That's a Russian granddaughter of Russian Santa Claus.
Вот так вот. Пожалуй, все.
And we will be Santa Clauses on board the station. Kevin?
Ну да.
Well, maybe you already know that we had big plans for Christmas Day. That was one of our 2 holidays. For our expedition, we had 2 official holidays, and Christmas Day, the 25th of December, has already been canceled because we'll have a Soyuz arriving aboard with our crewmates Roman Romanenko, Chris Hadfield, and Tom Marshburn on that day.
На самом деле у нас 2 официальных праздника, да, Рождество и Новый год, и праздник Рождества уже отменили, потому что в этот день у нас будет стыковка с экипажем Романенко, Хэтфилд и Машберн на борту.
But to us, perhaps when they arrive aboard, it'll be like Santa Claus arriving and bringing us gifts from Earth. And we'll find other times to celebrate. Certainly, we'll celebrate Evgeny's birthday and the New Year aboard, and take some time to call home and celebrate with our families, even though we're in Earth orbit.
Ну, мы будем это воспринимать как подарком Санта-Клауса, который нам прислал такой подарок в качестве нового экипажа, друзей наших, присоединившихся к нам на Рождество. А также мы потом отметим день рождения Жени и Новый год, и я надеюсь, мы позвоним своим семьям, поговорим с ними и таким образом отметим.
Спасибо. Действительно, космический экипаж. День
рождения
Олега было здесь 12 октября, отмечали на борту.
Actually, we were celebrating Oleg's birthday on October 12th.
Еще про семьи скажи, пожалуйста, вот Олег.
Could you please add a couple of words about your families, Oleg?
Насчет пожеланий семьи, я думаю, выражу также общее мнение, что все они...
Well, I will express the general opinion that our families wish us a successful launch, fruitful work, and safe return back to Earth. I know that they are worrying about us a lot, and we would like to thank our parents, spouses, friends, brothers, all those who are supporting us right now. And the final question, please. Russian Today television. I have a question for Oleg and Yevgeny. You are both military men, and I know that Oleg was participating in real military operations. So the ISS is a good example how all people from different backgrounds, international crews, can coexist with each other. So what do you think about it?
Ну, по-моему, вы сами на все и ответили.
I think you have answered your question yourself.
Естественно, мне кажется, международный проект.
Of course, the ISS is an international project that unites people, unites cultures, and all of us are performing common joint objectives. One state cannot afford such a project on its own, and of course, we are all serving this one goal.
Company. I'd like to know, as you anticipate having some time for yourself on occasion, is there something you look forward to doing when you have those moments?
Есть ли что-нибудь у вас, чего вы ждете с наибольшим нетерпением сделать на станции? Экипажу? Вопрос экипажу.
То есть то, что мы больше всего хотим сделать.
What we're в свободное время.
Ну, хороший вопрос, его уже задавали, по-моему. Естественно, сейчас мы прилетим, у нас навряд ли будет какое-то свободное время, потому что надо, во-первых, войти в курс дела, то есть, как говорится. То есть у нас, я так думаю, что не будет практически этого свободного времени. Естественно, дальше, наверное, оно появится, и, скорее всего, это свободное время будет отведено, я не знаю, общению с семьями, есть такая возможность. Опять же, Олег правильно говорил, фотографирование. так просто пообщаться друг с другом, потому что на самом деле работа на станции — это действительно тяжелая работа, и просто может даже иногда, как наши старшие друзья говорят, иногда друг друга не видят там сутками, потому что есть какие-то задачи и выполняешь. Вот. Ну, кратко, наверное, так вот.
Ну, я думаю, Евгений, ты за всех ответил, да? Так? Ну,
Evgeny, I think you have answered
мы ждем перевод.
for everyone.
So Eugene said that actually during the first weeks we're not going to have very much free time, but once we get it, once we have more free time, I guess we are going to talk to our families. We have such an opportunity, and we also gonna do a lot of photographing, like Oleg said already. And we are going to spend more time with each other, chatting, just speaking to each other, because some of our friends coming back from space say that they have so much work to do that they don't even have a minute to talk to each other, and they sometimes don't see each other throughout the day.
Евгений, мы знаем, что ты хочешь на обед, но уже заключить.
Evgeny, I know that the lunchtime is closing, but I want to ask the
Evgeny,
final
sorry,
question.
I know you're too hungry. You want to have your lunch very
Это можно не
soon.
переводить. Это. Спасибо.
Всем известно, что последнее время существует
Everyone knows that there is a certain degree of tension.
Мы не будем сейчас этот вопрос.
No, we will not ask this question. No, I want to ask it.
С другой стороны, вот мы видим такое плодотворное сотрудничество между двумя странами.
Since the military bases are expanding throughout Europe, however, we see a very friendly cooperation and relationships between cosmonauts and astronauts. So, talking and addressing our politicians, what would you say to them?
Ну, словами кота Леопольда из мультика.
Мы к этому, да, и подошли по нашему.
Yeah, that's what we want to answer.
Давайте жить дружно.
Let's be friends. That's a quotation from Russian cartoon.
Может быть, наши президенты, да,
Maybe
придят
our
на станцию, там
presidents
в мировом масштабе.
will fly to the station and solve all the international issues. Thank you very much. I would like to say thank you to the crew for their good mood, their wonderful answers, for good questions. And I would like to wish the crew to rest well, have a good meal, and have a nice time watching the white sun of the desert.
Фотографирование. Все вместе, пожалуйста.
Let's take pictures. I would like to take a picture of all of you. Both crews together.
Два экипажа вместе, пожалуйста, встаньте.
Both crews together.
Так. Ну, теснее друг к другу.
Stand closer to each other.
И, пожалуйста, основной экипаж останьтесь.
And only the prime crew, please.
Евгений, отрывайтесь от коллектива.
Evgeny, stand closer to Oleg.
Ну и как ответ на крайний вопрос, руки вместе, пожалуйста.
And as the answer to the final question of the press conference, please unite your hands.
Все, спасибо большое.
Thank you very much.